everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie and in today's video I'm going to be recommending some of my favourite romance book series. So before I get into the video, please remember to like this video if you enjoy it and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. I primarily read fantasy, thriller and romance books and I post videos every Sunday and every other Wednesday. So as I said, I'm going to be recommending some of my favourite romance series. Now I just want to caveat this by saying that these are finished series, I'm completely caught up on them. I do have quite a few series that I'm currently in the middle of romance wise I am really enjoying, so I think maybe in like a year or so's time I'll do an updated version of this with some new recommendations. I will say I'm still kind of like newish to the romance genre, so I think I first properly started reading romance a couple of years ago and we've kind of spiraled a bit since then, and now it's one of my favourite genres. So some of these recommendations you might already heard of and some of them maybe you heard of a while ago and I'm just like refreshing your memory on them a bit, but if you do take a recommendation from this video, please do let me know. I'd love to hear what you guys are picking up, and if you have any recommendations for completed romance series as well, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. So the first sort of author or group of series I would recommend is anything by Elsie Silver. Now she currently has 3 romance series out that are completed and she is beginning a new one this year. So we have her first series, which is the Gold Rush Ranch series. This is a group of 4 books which are set on this ranch and we follow different characters from the ranch and their love stories. So we have like hate to love, we have best friend's little sister, we have quite a few different tropes in Elsie Silver book. Personally for me, my favourite series of her is the Chestnut Springs series, so I would probably recommend starting with the Chestnut Springs series as that is her best work in my opinion. I then went back to the Gold Rush Ranch series and read those, and they weren't my favourites but I did still enjoy them. Then I read the Rose Hill series. So Gold Rush Ranch is definitely like cowboy romance. Chestnut Springs is definitely cowboy romance as well, but there's definitely like one of those books that I wouldn't say falls under the cowboy sort of label. And then we have the Rose Hill series, which is more of like a billionaire millionaire romance. So my favourite books specifically from Elsie Silver are Heartless, which is the 2nd book in the Chestnut Springs series. We have Reckless, which is the 4th book in the Chestnut Springs series. And then we have Wild Eyes, which is the 2nd book in the Rose Hill series. In Rose Hill, we have Best Friend's Sister. We have a pop star trying to escape to a small town. We have like forced marriage, fake dating. And then we have like a son's ex-girlfriend, which sounds weird but the way it works it makes sense. Chestnut Springs, we have hate to love, like forced proximity. We have like childhood friends to lovers. We have unexpected pregnancy, which kind of works in a good way as well, and then we have an age gap romance as well. So there's definitely tropes for everyone. I think amongst Elsie Silver, I definitely think if you're interested in the romance genre, she's a good place to start. They are all on Kindle Unlimited as well, so if you have Kindle Unlimited you're not paying any money for them. But also as well, a lot of her books are in the works for pretty cheap as well, so I would recommend getting them from there as well. Personally, I really love Elsie Silver. There's definitely books of hers that I've enjoyed more than others, but I think there is something for everyone amongst her books. So I think if you're not sure if she's for you, pick up a couple and try them and just see what you think. They are definitely quite on the smutty side though, I will say, so if smut's not your thing, I wouldn't read these books. So we then have the Twisted series by Anna Huang. This is again like a millionaire romance, billionaire romance kind of vibe. This is the only series that I've read by Anna Huang and I've been told that this is a good place to start with her. This is like her best work or like her most popular series. Again, they're all on Kindle Unlimited, so I'd highly recommend getting them from a friend. Lent them to me, but I also definitely read one on Kindle Unlimited because I was reading it like at work or something and I didn't want to take the book with me. Again, very smutty. All of the men are like touch her and I'll kill you kind of vibe. It's not as light-hearted I think as like Elsie Silver, but different vibes and I took different things from it. So my personal favourites are the 2nd and the 4th book. So I think that's Twisted, I can't remember what the 2nd one is called, but it's like a yellowy book, and then the last one is Twisted Love. Those were personally my favourites. Again, I think everyone likes different tropes and likes different things from a romance, and those were just personally my favourite. But again, I think she has enough going on in this series as well. You might not enjoy one as much as the other, but there's definitely something for everyone. This follows 4 girls who are friends in college and as they each find like their partner basically. So I'm definitely going to be reading more from Anna Huang in the future, but I think this is a good place to start. It's certainly where I started. So we then have 2 Elle Kennedy series that I've read. So we have the Off Campus series and the Briar U series. Again, these are all on Kindle Unlimited, so source them from there. And also I think if you're in the UK, the Works has these box sets for pretty cheap as well. That's where I actually got them from. So these are college ice hockey romance series, but we always follow quite deep topics within these books. books. So the first book in the off-campus series, The Deal, we follow Hannah and Garrett, and prior to the beginning of this, Hannah was sexually assaulted, and she has ever since then, she's really struggled to enjoy having sex, and Garrett wants tutoring, so her and Garrett sort of do each other a favour in a way, and Hannah will tutor Garrett, and Garrett will help her build her confidence back and help her catch the attention of a guy that she likes. So we have like the fun topics as well, but we also have deeper topics, and that is the way that Elle Kennedy seems to write her books. She always have deeper topics involved, so I definitely check her books out. I definitely read the synopsis of these just in case anything might trigger you. Personally, I think these are really fun, really enjoyable. I love the ice hockey aspects. I love how all of the characters tie together and they're all friends, and for me they were just fun, quick, easy reads, and I just personally love Elle Kennedy, and I'm definitely excited to check out more series by her. I think I have most of her books now, but like I said, these are on Kindle Unlimited. They are very hyped up, so people have probably already read these. This is probably not a recommendation you're taking from this video, but personally I really enjoyed them. Definitely think they're worth checking out, and if you do like them, you've got like the off-campus series, and then Briar U is like a sequel series to that, set like a year after off-campus, so it's like the people in the year below kind of thing, who then take over the hockey team. So yeah, really enjoyed both of those series. So we then have the DNA Duo series by Christina Lauren. So this one is very different to a lot of types of romance books that I have read. I think if you enjoy Ali Hazelwood, you definitely enjoy this series. So you don't have to read both of them, but they are interconnected, and they do follow like I think the two women are friends. So essentially in the first book we follow our main couple, and the woman is a struggling single mother. She's really struggling to make ends meet, and also she's kind of given up on the dating game, and her friend encourages her to sign up to this app. It takes your DNA, you submit your DNA to it, and it finds your like gold match, your perfect match based on your DNA, and she happens to match with the company's like founder, and he's obviously like a millionaire, and they strike up a friendship, like a very reluctant friendship, because they kind of have to like go with it to like market this app for him, and she wants to help him out, and essentially we go from there. And personally I really love this series. I thought the two books were very different from each other, but in a good way. You weren't just reading the same story twice. For me, Christina Lauren is a fantastic romance author. I'm definitely really interested to read more from them this year, but I really enjoyed this one. I definitely think it's a bit of like an underrated book or book series from them. So we then have two Abby Jimenez series. I think everyone has probably read Abby Jimenez by now, but we have the Friend Zone series and the Part of Your World series. So these kind of follow kind of similar vibes. With Abby Jimenez, there's always more deeper topics involved as well, a bit like Elle Kennedy. You're not just following like the love story, there's always something going on, and I would definitely say you need to read Abby Jimenez series in order. Don't read like book 3 and then go back to book 1, because they are interconnected. Especially in the Part of Your World series, you don't kind of realize how they're connected. Connection is actually really interesting in the third book. My favorite series by her is the Part of Your World series. All of those books were 5 stars. You have some great neurodivergency rep, you just have everything. I feel like you just have everything in that series, and they're just really fun, like, but also really serious as well. Like, you're giggling on one page and you're like crying the next page. And then the Friend Zone series we follow, this is a bit more of like a tedious one. So the two females in the first 2 books, they are friends, and then the link to the third book is one of their boyfriend's like cousins or something. Third one felt a bit out of place. It was still a good read, and I definitely recommend this series. Abby Jimenez has a series currently being published. That one's also really good, but I definitely think the Part of Your World series is her best work. We then have the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score. Now I will caveat this and say that this series definitely is not for everyone. These are all over 500 pages, and we follow 3 men who are all friends. So we follow Knox in the first book, and then we follow his brother Nash in the second book, and then we follow their childhood friend Lucian in the third book. For me, the third book was my favourite. I think the books get better as the series progresses. I will say that with Lucy Score, you always have some sort of weird like criminal plotline going on. So essentially there's like a weird mafia gang thing going on, so you do have to kind of like suspend your disbelief a bit. If you just want like a fun, silly, goofy romance series, this is definitely it. It's quite smutty, and I think for me it got a bit repetitive, but I still really enjoyed this series and I would recommend it. I think that again there is a book for everyone in this series, and like I said, I think it personally gets better and better as the books go on. Lucy Score also has quite a few books out as well, but I've only read this series by her and one other book, but it was a standalone. The series was definitely the best of what I've read from her. I know that she's a very popular author. Again, I've seen these like in the works and stuff, so they're quite accessible and quite cheap. These ones were just kind of like a fun time. They're not like the best romances I've ever read, but they were a fun time. I enjoyed them and I would recommend them. We then have the Love Deception duology Duology by Elena Armas. Now, I think the Spanish Love Deception, a lot of people actually don't really like, but I personally really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the sequel even more. So in the Spanish Love Deception, we follow our main female character, and she's invited to a family wedding back in Spain. She has been telling everyone in Spain that she's got a boyfriend because they're all trying to set her up with people and she's not really interested. And she then ends up taking her work arch nemesis to the family wedding, and they like are sort of enemies to lovers, and I just thought it was really fun. I love also the atmosphere and the setting of being in Spain at a Spanish family wedding. It was something different to what I've read before. And then the second one is the American Roommate Experiment, and we follow like Elena's cousin who moves to America and falls in love there. So personally, I thought these were a fun time. It's only a duology, so it can be, you know, a pretty quick read if you're not wanting to commit to a really long series. I personally really enjoyed them. I also really enjoy Elena Armas's other series, specifically the first one, The Long Game. I really didn't like the second book at all, and I wouldn't recommend reading that one, but the first book in that series was really, really good as well. I'm definitely interested to see what else she comes out with, but for me, I really love the Spanish Love Deception. It gets a lot of hate on BookTube, but I personally really loved it, and I think if it sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. We then have a bit of an oldie but goodie. We have the Brown Sisters series by Talia Hibbert. So this was actually the series that kind of got me into adult romance. I read this back in like 2021, 2022, and we followed the three sisters and each of their love stories essentially. So in the first book, our main character, Chloe Brown, she has a chronic illness, if I remember correctly, and it's her love story. And then the second one, we follow Danny Brown, and I think she works at a university, and then there's like a fire drill, and one of the like strong hunky men rescues her, and they go viral on the internet, and then they like fake date because it will help his business or something. Take a hint, Danny Brown was my absolute favourite in this series. It was a 5-star read for me. Actually, Eve Brown, I didn't enjoy as much as the first two, but it was still a good story to read. This one blew up back in like 2021. I think everyone was reading it then, and I can see why, because it was really, really good. Again, there's like something for everyone in here. There's different tropes, different things to enjoy about each of the sisters, and I personally really enjoyed it. Like I said, Take a Hint, Danny Brown is my absolute favourite, but I would recommend this series. I would like to see it have a bit of a resurgence because I feel like everyone was reading it back in the day, and I haven't heard so much from it lately, and I definitely want to check out more from this author. I would highly recommend this one. Then have the Bromance Book Club series by Lisa K. Adams, and this is essentially exactly what it says on the tin. It's a 5-book long series where we follow men who read romance books to be better husbands and boyfriends, and that's kind of it really. So in the very first book, we follow our main character who's a part of the book club, and his wife and mother of his twins files for divorce at the start of this book, and he doesn't want to give up on the marriage. He really, really loves her, and he essentially spends the whole book trying to learn how to be a better husband and win her back. And I absolutely love this series. Again, I feel like I heard a bit about it back in the day, and I don't really hear about it too much anymore. The 5th book is actually like a Christmassy romance as well. There is, again, something for everyone in this series, and I think it's really, really underhyped, and I absolutely love this series. In one of the books, one of our main characters, she runs a cat cafe, and the cafe is called Toe Beans. Toe Beans. Like, come on, that's adorable. Like, all the men in this are just like so sweet, and they're just trying to do their best to be better husbands and boyfriends, and I just really, really love this series. I think it's so underhyped. I think if you're going to take one recommendation from this video, I would take the Bromance Book Club. These are so good, so underhyped, and I absolutely loved them so much. I'm actually really tempted to kind of like reread this series as well, because I really, really enjoyed it back when I originally read it. So yeah, really recommend this series. And then we finally have the Bellinger Sisters series by Tessa Bailey. Again, I feel like everyone has read this, but it's my favourite Tessa Bailey series. So the first one, It Happened One Summer, we follow our main character Piper, and it's kind of like a Schitt's Creek inspired story where she is cut off by her rich father and forced to live in this quiet fishing town to like learn how to live by herself. She meets a bit of a grumpy man, and they end up falling in love. And then the second book, we follow her sister who also moves to the town. Now, I really enjoyed this series. I really do like Tessa Bailey as an author, but for me, this one is my favourite series. But for me, Tessa Bailey, apart from this series, is just kind of like a 3-4 star author. I think with Tessa Bailey, you know exactly what you're getting with her series, and very tropey. Like, once you've read one, you've kind of read most of them, but I do really enjoy them. Like, I like that I know exactly what I'm getting from them, and I think I can always pick up a Tessa Bailey book and rest assured I'm going to enjoy it, and I know exactly what to expect from it. So yeah, my favourite of hers is the Bellinger Sisters series, but I would also recommend the like Hot and Hammered series as well. So those are some romance series that I have read and really enjoyed. Comment down below if you've read any of these. I'd love to hear what you guys thought of them, and if you have any recommendations for me to pick up, I'd love to hear them as well. Please remember to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. content, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.